106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Wow!
Welcome back to the Blues Brothers Minute. This is the show where we watch and discuss the film The Blues Brothers, 2 minutes at a time. My name is Tom Taylor, and I'm joined today by my old friend Dan Lewis.
Oh my gosh, how's it going?
Didn't see that coming.
First, I didn't. Oh, I'm not ready. I'm not decent.
I'm so sorry.
My 90. You've seen me in my 90.
The naked lady behind the shower curtain is Dan Lewis.
Yeah. This is a great couple minutes here with just a big car race. Not much else to say about it. So let's just, come on now. Let's move it right along.
I think we're done. Well, let's not end the show until we introduce our other friend, Mike DeMaria.
Yeah, hello. We can keep going.
Yeah, hi. All right, we're going. Okay. We're here to listen to us discuss minutes 127 and 128 of the Blues Brothers, which begin with Elwood confirming that they are on Lower Wacker Drive and very close to the Richard Daley Plaza, where they got that Picasso, and then they drive around a lot. Under Lower Wacker, get to the surface a little bit, back under Lower Wacker, it's a whole thing.
It's really
I don't know how else to describe it.
I think they're rifling down Wabash. I think it's got to be Wabash.
I do think that's Wabash.
Yeah,
a nice summer tree-lined Wabash at one point.
Love it.
Or is that the other? Oh, see, okay, I'm confused then. I thought part of that was the opposite of Wabash, the
Rush.
like the west end of the loop.
No,
Rush.
That's South Loop. They're on South
Really?
Loop.
Okay.
Yeah, that's got to be South
All
Loop.
right.
I was trying to get the
South
images
Loop,
of the because the buildings behind them is from South Loop.
Oh, okay. I trust you.
What are the 4 loop streets? Lake on the north. Is that right?
Yeah. Wabash.
Lake,
Well, Lake
Wabash, Rush on the west.
But Lake runs east-west. Wabash is north-south.
Yeah, but it's the north. It's north on the map. It's the northernmost part of the.
It's the northern part of the loop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
I think you
more
say.
like a
I think
square.
is Lake the most north or is Randolph?
It's Lake. Randolph.
It's Lake.
It's Lake.
Yeah.
I think it's Lake.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about geography or the city in which I live, but I know that that's Lake.
It is Lake and Wabash, but I don't know what the southern one is. Monroe.
It goes right by the old library
Harrison.
there, the Harold Washington.
Oh,
Harrison, and then Polk. I think Polk is one south of Harrison.
Okay.
Oh,
Named
weird.
after President William Henry Harrison. I died in 30 days.
Yeah.
Tragedy plus time, right there. Go ahead.
That's right. You know what's really weird? Part of the time I watched these on Amazon, and they got the the X-ray like little trivia things and stuff, and it says on there, people are going to believe this and listen to this and take it as fact. It says that parts of this Lower Wacker stuff is a tribute to 2001: A Space Odyssey, like Dave Bowman going through the trippy monolith stuff, and I don't see that at all.
You're kidding.
Do you guys?
What do you mean the trippy monolith stuff?
Like there's just, I guess, like the Jake and Elwood eye view of like driving through the tunnels and stuff, and it's all very close, and it looks like Dave Bowman going through like the trippy light show of all that phantasmagoria coming at you and everything.
That seems like a stretch to me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing you would maybe write into a term paper for a film class or something.
Yeah, to try to sound like you made some cool connection that no one else thought of. Even though it's
and if you were going to do that, you'd do the close-ups, right, of their face, each one of their faces.
Exactly, yeah. They see the traffic lights reflected in their eyeballs or something, yeah.
Yeah, you would do a shot for shot.
Right.
Yeah, you do a little more.
I think it owes a lot more to the French Connection than to 2001: A Space Odyssey.
I agree. French Connection. Yeah, that's a lot better of a comparison, and it may be reminiscent in some ways of the 2001, and that it might make you think of it for a second. I don't think anybody's making the film with that in mind.
It may make that one person think that.
Right.
It's more of like an opinion, which is fine,
they wouldn't be wrong if they had some superficial comparisons in their head. I get what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah.
You're not wrong.
These are cool shots, though. The camera looks like it's like just inches off the off the street on the front of the car and stuff, and just speeding along like that. That's the very French Connection-y kind of stuff, where it's just like car's eye view, close to the ground. And it really looks like, I mean, I know with a lot of this stuff, they'll have like the car on like a flatbed or something, and the guy's just pretending to drive, but it really looks like Dan Aykroyd is driving this thing.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that, Tom. I'm glad you brought that up, because I was going to bring up the same thing. There's times where you're like, that can't be a back projection.
Right.
Or
that didn't even occur to me. I don't think it's that at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like he's moving the wheel, and not only is the car moving in time with what he's doing to make me think that he's really driving, but it's also the turns and the weaves that the car is making. I can't imagine the car staying on a flatbed if it was doing that, or a truck driving that fast on Lower Wacker Drive. I think that's a car with a camera on the front, and the actor probably can't see what he's doing, but he's driving as fast as he can through Lower Wacker. But that's impressive.
Yeah, and they also they also really got the claustrophobic feel of Lower Wacker Drive. You've ever driven down there? It's very claustrophobic.
Oh
yeah.
Because you have those beams right there, and it's a very narrow.
Yeah.
And it goes dark. It goes dark really fast, so you're kind of disorientated.
It's really weird. Yeah. And that's why they filmed that Batman down there, just because how weird it is, you know?
Yeah.
It's like
not supposed to be Gotham City. Please. Been down there 100 times.
Lower Wayne Drive.
Lower Wayne Drive.
Is that what it was called in Batman? Was it called Lower Wayne Drive?
The Dark Knight had they used Chicago as
right as the backdrop.
Gotham, and there was some Lower Wacker biz. It's a big truck chase down there.
Oh, okay.
So maybe you can drive a truck fast down there. Maybe it is on a flatbed, but I don't think so.
That hurt my suspension of disbelief when they did that. You know, when they said
they
had these overhead shots, these helicopter shots of like establishing shots of Gotham City, and it's like, no, that's the Tribune Tower. I used to work there. It's just for the Chicago newspaper.
Yeah, the Bat motorcycle is driving past where I get coffee at work every day.
Right. That doesn't work.
Working for me.
That's the Panera. Yeah. Right.
So when they're up on, and I do believe it's Wabash, when they're rifling, it looks like they're going north on Wabash. Now, you got to figure, okay, this is maybe 7:00 in the morning, maybe, right?
Right.
Now that is now the loop down there is bustling on a weekday because that's all business down there.
Yeah.
Right. On a weekend, it's dead because there's not a lot of action. It's mostly. So again, this goes back to this fact: if this is supposed to be a weekday, there should be a lot more people on the streets at 7 a.m. on Wabash. Or am I wrong?
I would imagine
it could be earlier. It could be like 6 or something.
Fine.
Yeah, it's
like it was dawn kind of recently.
Early.
It seemed like.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. And you're talking about
but
near the end of these 2 minutes, right?
Yeah, like when they come up and they're rifling down, which appears to be Wabash, and I'm
I don't think it is actually. I changed my mind.
You don't think it's
because
Wabash?
If you go back to the shot right before when all the cop cars are turning, you could see in the back. You can see in the background the Tribune Tower again, where I used to work with the spires. Right, that can only mean that shot is facing east. And therefore, the street they're turning on can only be
East-West Street.
That
doesn't. No, but they don't have the L. Doesn't go over it.
The L goes over Rush, doesn't it, on the west part of the
No,
loop?
not like that. No.
I thought it was Rush.
If only we all had maps on our phones.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm just saying the very again recognizable neo-Gothic architecture of the Tribune Tower in the background shows you that you have to be well west. You have to be the very west end of the loop at this point in order to see that shot.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I don't know.
That works for me.
I can't believe how many cars. And for the listeners out there, this is what the whole 2 minutes sounds like right here.
That's right.
They just had high pitch.
That's the soundtrack. Yeah. It was high pitch.
That's what it sounds like.
There's that one spot where they kind of dead end in Lower Wacker, and the only spot I don't pretend to know what the city looks like, even though I kind of live here, but that looks like it's right under Michigan Avenue. The only place that I know of that does that Is Michigan Avenue like
where it comes up?
Yes, like
Yeah,
you
that's
drive
right.
under that
Washington.
under that Nordstrom or whatever.
Yep.
Could it be Wells?
Might be Wells there, Mike. I think you're right. That sounds
Because
right now.
Because I'm
better.
looking at a map and it has Wells,
It's Wells.
as marked. So it has. I'm looking at this Blues
As
Brothers.
soon as you said that, I knew that was it.
I think it is Wells because it shows them turning. So it does show them going on Lake Street and making a left on LaSalle.
Mm-hmm.
That might be one shot. Then there's one coming on Hubbard and then making a left onto Wells.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going south, but then it also shows them going north on Wells. So I think these are the shots.
Right.
So are you saying they actually kind of map this out and that they're actually following a legitimate route through Chicago?
That's what I'm looking at. It just shows the turns. Like it shows.
I assure all the non-Chicago people listening that this is very interesting.
I'm wondering about that. Yeah, how many people have just fallen asleep or fast forwarded? Hey, for anybody who's not from Chicago, that shot where he does that sort of little leap over the. Again, there's nothing about physics that would suggest that this car would jump at the end of this incline, but
right.
It just sort of like one wheel just sort of like knocks off the lights on top of the police car.
Yeah.
And that's a I don't know how you.
It's amazing.
I don't know if that was their exact intention for it to do exactly that, but if it was, that's incredible.
Well,
how do you make that happen?
I'll tell you who assumed that the driver, the cop, assumed that they were gonna fly over because he laid down flat.
Yeah, he knew it.
That's true.
Right. He's like, "Oh, I've been in this before. I've seen this before. I got to get the." Yeah, it's
fool me twice.
You could see now. This may be going in a dark direction, but you could sort of see the seeds planted for the upcoming Twilight Zone disaster because
that's been in the back of my head this whole time.
I don't know how you make this movie with this many car crashes and presumably stuntmen. And nothing goes wrong, and you think, okay, nothing's ever going to go wrong, and so you become
right.
You become.
I mean, surely, if no one died back when I did the Blues Brothers, then really, I'm good, right? I can pull anything.
Yeah, because if no one died in this movie, where I mean, if you think about what the actual body count would be if this were a real chase, it would be in the dozens and dozens of people would be. They would have to have one of those police funerals with the bagpipes all over the place.
God, yeah. And a lot of times it's like, and where do you point the blame? Like a lot of the cops are slamming into other cops and then they just keep on going. Right. I mean, I guess they have to. They're on the job. That's going to happen. But, a lot of people at the end of this are going to be like, oh my God, Frank. I just slammed right into Frank and I killed him.
All right.
What am I going to tell his wife?
All right. Well, I found this scientific essay. It's from a physics. It says the Physics Fact Book, an encyclopedia of scientific essays. And this one is entitled "The Speed of a Car," the Blues Brothers. So they're trying to, because they show the odometer, but in it they say the duo is known for their reckless driving, and they immediately attract the attention of the Chicago police, as shown in the car chase we observed. The chase is traced by using the following map. Okay, we cannot safely say the exact location from beginning to end. However, we can assume that there are many discontinuities in the car chase. In other words,
easy for you to say.
When the Blues Brothers make their turn, it brings them under the L train tracks. We assume that the intersection was on West Hubbard Street and Wells. After they turn, they go through roughly 4 city blocks until they reach the intersection at Arcade Place. They then go through 2 more blocks until they reach the bridge. After the bridge, the chase continues for 3 more blocks until the scene ends at the intersection of LaSalle and Lake Street.
They're talking about the scene. Wait, what do they mean by the end of the scene? Like the end of the...
When the scene ends, I don't know.
That's not where Daley Plaza is it?
No. This is part of this chase scene we just saw.
Oh, okay.
We assume that there was editing done on this car chase scene, and the shots are not continuous because it can be seen that one particular block was reused several times in this chase. And then it goes into trying to see, because as shown in the movie, the speed peaks at 118 miles per hour. By examining the maps of Chicago, we found each half-size city block was 80.5 meters. Now we're getting into the math, see?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Math. Always comes back to math.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's where I can't continue anymore because it gets into that.
Well, it's good to know that somebody has tried to think about this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find the map. I just want to see.
It looks like Billy from Family Circus. It's the big red dot.
Somebody should do that.
Goes up
in
through
a map
window,
of Chicago.
Up through the window, and then steals a plate of cookies. Yeah.
Yeah. Kills a cop under Lower Wacker
Kills
Drive.
a cop.
Keeps on going. Knocks the lights off another car.
Would be a good one with Billy, and it's just all just a trail of disaster.
Yeah.
I like it already.
Just a man with a knife in his back, and then like the red line continues.
Not me.
What was Family Circus? What the hell was Family Circus?
Oh,
are you dead serious?
Yeah.
It's
that awful smarmy comic strip.
Terrible. Bill Keane.
Yeah. It's usually like one panel, and it's like
one panel. Always, right?
You know, Dad, did God see me poop today? And you kind of go, oh, child.
That would be funny. No, it doesn't have that. There's no.
No, it's not even. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, I'll look it up.
It's just the dumbest possible thing.
But they sometimes do a thing where like it's just whimsical and this is the course that this kid took during.
What's
his
that
day.
worse
like
or Marmaduke? What's worse? Huh?
People complained about Marmaduke, and I never really paid any attention to Marmaduke. So, like, Family Circus was one panel usually, so you could be like, you could ignore it but still get a sense of what it was. But Marmaduke, I never really bothered with.
Well, Marmaduke is one panel too.
Oh, was it really?
It's one panel, and it's always every joke is exactly the same. It's just like this dog is really big and it causes trouble. So it's like,
yeah. Oh, I can't sit on the couch because there's a dog there.
It's like he has his own couch. Will be the punchline of it. You know,
I'm supposed to be the master of my own house, but there's a dog in the way.
Yeah, he's like,
who's really the head of this household?
It runs for like 4 decades on that joke.
Get it?
Yeah, like, okay, here's a Family Circus one panel. It shows kids coming in from what looks like a sporting event, like they have their pennant flags in their hat, and the dad's in there with a blanket, and it just says ... The kids talking to their mom, and we each had a bottle of soda. Daddy brought his own in his pocket.
You see? I actually laughed at that.
And he looks all tired. He's got his trench coat on. He's because he had a bottle of booze in his pocket.
Wait, that can't be a real one. Yeah. That can't be an actual Family Circus.
It says The Family Circus by Bill Keane. And we each had a bottle of soda. Dad brought his own in his pocket.
And he's got booze?
No, it's just assuming that he comes in, he's got a cigarette in his mouth, he's all tired.
That can't be a real one. This Family Circus was so smarmy and safe and perfect haircuts and
yeah.
Gosh, if that's a real one, that's like the funniest one that he's ever done.
Yeah, that's not bad actually.
Well, here's probably one that's more like it. The kid looks like Dennis the Menace a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And the kid's eating off like a TV dinner tray, right?
Okay.
He's got like a little scowl on his face. He says, "I don't like eating off trays. There's no place to put your elbows."
That's perfect. That's a perfect Family Circus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you said it, Billy. Nailed it.
Have you guys ever seen one of the best things on the internet is like how there's one that's called Garfield without Garfield.
Yeah.
You may have seen where it turns into this really weird existential, like really dark thing. But like another one is, you ever seen Marmaduke Explained?
No.
There's this guy, he created this website a long time ago. It's really good. It's Marmaduke Explained. He just takes that day's Marmaduke and explains it,
Wow. That's
this
really
guy,
funny.
Joe Mathlete. And
I like it.
Here's an example from April 13th of 2009. But it's like Marmaduke is walking up to the house and there's a taxi driver, holding a bone out the window of the taxi. And he goes, "I don't call this a tip." Right?
Oh, Marmaduke.
And then
not everything can be solved with bones, And
then the guy writes, "Marmaduke tipped a cab driver with a bone, but presumably he paid the actual fare with cash, which honestly seems much weirder to me." That's like everyone. It's a really good website. Marmaduke Explained. It's great. The guy's funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. We should rip that off and do a podcast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, do a podcast for every single one. Let's do a Family Circus one where it's the Family Circus Minute, except for it's called the Family Circus Panel. That's perfect.
There we go. Yes.
And we're the panel, but it's the
discussing a panel of...
Yeah. Perfect. It's not my idea, you guys. No listeners can have it either because I said it.
Yeah,
right
copyright
now.
Dan Lewis. You sons of bitches.
I'm doing it.
Sticky-fingered bastards.
Are you the creator of High and Lewis? Because you were making me laugh. Comic book guy.
Yeah, there's one Family Circus where the boy he's just reading a book there, and the sister's staring at him, and he's gesturing to her, and it's the caption is, "How about you just shut the fuck up?"
Yeah, that's not.
This is.
I think some people are taking the piss out of old.
This is dysfunctional Family Circus.
Oh, I see. That's good.
And then there's another one where the sister is like behind the wheel of a car. It's like obviously she's just like sitting in the car while it's parked, and the baby's like on the floor of the car, and she's looking out the window, and the caption is, "Fuck." So it assumes that she's driving the car and she's screwed now.
Dysfunctional Family Circus.
Yeah.
That's good.
Gosh, I'm looking at the one you just talked about with the bottle in his pocket.
The booze.
You see it now?
I can't decide if that's legit or not. It looks like it's much older, like from the 50s or something. So maybe they would. I don't know though.
Yeah, times have changed, and that did seem normal. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question.
That's the chick dad screws when mom's at work. People are having fun.
I'm not allowed to use mommy's thermometer anymore.
What the hell does that mean?
It means it's not a thermometer.
Hey! What were some actual legitimate... Were there any legitimately good comic strips? Like mainstream comic strips that you would see in the Sunday paper or something?
There was
I actually legitimately liked Peanuts.
Like the Peanuts is okay. I mean, yeah, it's hit and miss for me a little bit. Mostly miss.
Bloom County was good.
Yeah, that was good. Wasn't there... Did any of those really absurd ones run where it would be like The Far Side would run?
Yeah.
The Far Side
that was in the paper.
Is good.
Far Side is really good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I collected those things as a kid. I had like books and books of all those guys.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Especially Far Side.
Calvin and Hobbes, Bloom County.
Calvin and Hobbes has to be one of the great ones ever,
of course, I got
right?
like Life in Hell books upstairs. I'm trying to get my son to read Life in Hell.
Life in Hell,
like those
good.
Collections. Yeah,
but that wasn't in the paper, was it?
It was in like the Reader or something.
Mm-hmm.
It was in like it wasn't like it wasn't in the New York Times. Oh, does the New York Times? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
it was in more like underground, cool stuff, man.
Yeah, that doesn't.
But we'd read today because we're cool.
There's another one where the little boys open the door, the front door, and there's a hobo standing there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it says, "Mommy, a beatnik's at the door."
But I'm bummed.
That was when there was a little social commentary.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. The beatniks are at the door. People, be afraid.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming for you. I don't know. Are we done with these minutes? Maybe we should just do trivia.
Sure.
Oh,
Jimmy thinks we should do trivia. Apparently,
we should do it.
Is that Jimmy's entire job? Does he just sit there with his finger on the trivia music button, waiting for one of us to say trivia? Like, I don't know what else he does here.
Yeah.
No offense, Jimmy. Don't give me that
No
look.
offense.
Looks good on you, though.
Looks good on you.
Does anybody have any trivia? Mike, do you want to do your thing again?
I can do my trivia crack if you want. All right, let's do science.
Oh,
science.
Okay. How many moons orbit around Mercury?
Oh God.
Huh.
I'll say 5.
I think it's like 1.
Oh.
Yeah, it's 1 because it's the one. Yeah, 1. No, 0. Ooh.
Ooh, 0.
Okay.
It was 0?
Just music.
Is that the sound of the app?
I got it wrong, so I got to watch the ad.
Oh, wow, really?
Oh,
that's actually really funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
If we got it wrong, so you should describe the ad to the listeners
next time. All right, let's go geography.
Okay.
Which is not a U.S. landmark? The Grand Canyon, Victoria Falls, the Liberty Bell, Yellowstone National Park.
Victoria Falls is in Africa, isn't it?
Yeah. What state is La Crosse in? Ohio, Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
That's right, we're on a roll.
Wow.
Where is Sumer located? Croatia, Egypt, Iraq, Palestine.
Sumer. Like Sumeria.
Iraq?
Yeah, that's Iraq.
Okay.
What is commonly known as the birthplace of Jesus? Bethlehem, Rome, Paris, or Cyprus?
Bethlehem.
Right.
Yeah. Come on.
What is the second largest continent on the Earth by landmass? North America, Asia, Africa, Europe.
Africa.
Think about North America or Africa?
Africa.
North America? I think he wants to say North America. Wait, what?
Africa. You're right.
Oh.
Which of these European countries is furthest west? Furthest west. Iceland, Ireland, France, or Germany. So it would be France or Germany.
Iceland.
France.
No, I'm sorry, Iceland, yeah. I was thinking east.
Oh.
Which continent is Namibia in? Africa.
Africa.
What state number was Maryland? 14th,
Oh, God.
3rd, 10th, or 7th?
Oh, that's
Maryland.
interesting. I bet 14th.
That's what I'm saying. No, 7th. Half of 14.
Ah.
Son of a bitch.
Well, I didn't know it was one of the original 13 there.
All right, now I'm watching an ad for...
Oh.
It's like a leprechaun matching game.
Sorry about the ads, people. We got to pay the bills, too, you know?
Yeah.
It's like a leprechaun matching game or some leprechaun...
Sounds awesome.
Lucky Charms or...
Makes me now want to play the trivia game on the off chance that I
Oh,
have
it
to
was
see
bingo.
that ad.
It was leprechaun bingo party.
Oh, even better.
Oh.
All right, let's see. Let's go back to science. How does force relate to acceleration? They are unrelated. It's directly proportional. It's inversely proportional. Force is always greater.
Force is always greater.
No, it's directly in proportional.
Really? I don't know what that means, but okay.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
Now this ad, I'm watching a dewdrop roll down a
God, I'm so sorry,
leaf,
Mike.
and now it's like some sort
If
of
only we had gotten that right.
now it's like a wordscapes. These are all brain games.
Brain games.
You could use a brain game. You don't know about force and acceleration, you dummy.
All right, let's go sports.
Brain games.
What year was the NHL created? 1920, 1943, 1899. I'll say 1920. Yes.
43.
20.
All right, 20.
Hey.
Where are the Bucks located? That's Milwaukee. Milwaukee Bucks.
Well,
You say so?
Which Major League Baseball franchise won a World Series just a couple of years after launching its organization? Yankees, Diamondbacks, Cardinals, Mets.
Diamondbacks.
Yep.
Wow.
Which of the following are...
I don't understand what that means because the Mets won 7 years after they started.
All right. Well, I just answered this one because you... How many Super Bowls have the Dallas Cowboys won?
4.
No,
6.
3, 2, 0, 5.
5.
5 is right. Which of these sport was invented most recently?
God damn it!
Basketball, baseball, ice hockey, football. Invented.
Ice hockey?
Basketball. Tom killed it.
God damn it.
It was basketball. Tom screwed us.
Sorry, everybody.
Here comes the ad.
You didn't have to listen to me.
It's the leprechaun bingo again.
Here comes the ad. Oh my God.
Here comes the ad, idiot. What the hell is he saying?
It's the leprechaun bingo.
The leprechaun one again?
Yeah.
Oh.
Shames you.
So sorry. I'm keeping my mouth shut. From
Art.
now on.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I won. I won the tower duel. All right. Well, it's already done. The game's over.
All right.
Oh.
That's good.
All right.
That was trivia.
All right. Wrap it up.
That was amazing.
Nice trivia. We're going to wrap it up. We're going to go outside now because it's a beautiful day wherever you are. You should go outside too. Go outside for about a week and then come back inside to listen to our next episode where there's probably going to be some more car chases and more car mayhem. In the meantime, keep in your thoughts and prayers the awesomeness of people like Mark Mavora, Captain America, Snoke Porterhouse, Pork Snorterhouse, Matt Carson, Scott Bishop, Private Pile, May Flores, and Bill Turner. They are all supporting the show and making this possible. You could do the same over at patreon.com/ditchdiggers. So do that.
Smartass and do it.
Be a smartass and do it. And be a smartass all week and come back next week and then do it. Here on the Blues Brothers Minute.
Hey, you scratched my ankle!